focusing on the core issue. If we built a home for everyone living on the street and tomorrow we wake up, everybody's in a home, that's going to do many things. People are going to come here from all over the United States with their hand up saying, I don't have a home either, build me one too. Right? And people are going to start dying of overdoses in those houses. Because the core issue with this, it's not all about homes. It's a mental health and an addiction crisis that we're facing. And like I said, I was narcotics detective for about 3 years. I worked with the North Central Washington Narcotics Task Force. We had a zero tolerance policy. You can go to Seattle and King County right now and the police will not arrest you for having 7 to 8 grams of heroin on you because the prosecutors will not prosecute those crimes. The left says it's not compassionate to put an addict in jail. I found exactly the opposite to be true. We had a zero tolerance policy. If you had residue of heroin in a baggie, that's a felony in Washington State. We would arrest them, they'd go to jail, they'd see the judge, and the judge would give them a choice. They can go to prison or they can go to treatment. And almost all of them chose treatment. And a funny thing started happening, right? They'd get their head clear, they'd get off the drugs, they'd get a job, they'd get their kids back, and they would come back and give me a hug and thank me for saving their life. That's compassion. That's compassion, but the left says it's not compassionate to put an addict in jail. It's a bunch of garbage. Anybody want a drink? I went through toured through a homeless treatment facility down in Longview not too long ago, and they used to take mostly state funding, like most all of the facilities around this state. But with the state funding comes the state rules, and they had to be a zero threshold entry program, which means people could come and go as they please, very lax rules, but they were only getting single-digit success rates. The board of directors got together, and this is why they formed this company down in Longview, was to help the community because they were starting to get overrun with people living on the street, stuck in addiction. So the board of directors got together and said, this isn't working. So they quit taking mostly state funding so they could make their own rules. Now they're funded by local businesses and donors in the area. And they completely changed their format, changed their rules.